It took 13 seasons for Bill Cowher to break through and win a Super Bowl following the enormous footsteps of Chuck Noll. Mike Tomlin could break through and win the Super Bowl in just his second year in Pittsburgh. Former Buccaneer safety John Lynch was coached by Tomlin when Tomlin was the defensive backs coach right here in Tampa. The two were reunited just recently for an exclusive one-on-one interview in some of Tomlin's last public comments before the big game.
Sunday, you'll be stepping on that field for the Super Bowl, as big as it gets. You're the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think back to our Super Bowl that we were on the sidelines together, Super Bowl 37. You were the DB coach for the Bucs. And I remember little things. I remember tears coming down my eyes during God Bless America.
Yeah, man.
What do you think it's going to be like for you as a head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
You know, I'll probably be like I was that day, and that's the only thing I have to draw from. I remember not wanting to miss anything that day and watching you. I probably remember more about what you did that day than you do. I remember while you were crying, somebody on the other side of me was standing there, and they were holding my hand, and they were squeezing my hand so hard, and I didn't know whether to say, man, why is John crying, or why is this guy squeezing the heck out of my hand? You know, it's real. Yeah. It's something that you can't fake it. It's a moment in time, and poof, it's over. So I'm looking forward to appreciating it.
I remember you telling me once, I said, why'd you coach? And you said, because I couldn't play anymore, and I loved the game.
Yeah.
So tell everyone, why coaching?
Simply that. I think it's two reasons why you coach. From an ability standpoint, you're incapable of playing anymore, or from an age standpoint, you're incapable of playing anymore. I wasn't good enough, and the older I got and the further I got removed from playing, I grew to accept that. It's not something that you want to accept at 22 because I'm a competitor. Mm-hmm. But I look back at it and I think about some of my close friends and things that happened in our lives. I'm doing what I was sitting here to do. I'm doing what I was called to do. I remember Darren Sharp was a good friend of mine. We played together in college. I remember the first time we took the practice field when he was a freshman, and we ran out, and about 15 minutes into practice, I was like, man, this guy doesn't belong out here with us. It was that obvious. And it was obvious to me then, so it's more obvious to me now that, he's doing what he was sent here to do, and I'm doing what I was sent here to do.
I was down in Tampa, and Herm Edwards, a legend as a defensive back coach down there. We had a staff. He leaves to take the head job of the New York Jets, 2001. I remember vividly, like it was yesterday, getting a call from Monty Kiffin. I was at the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. He says, I got good news, bad news. I said, all right, go ahead, good news. He says, I got you a heck of a coach. I said, all right, well, what's the bad news? He says, you're a year older than him.
Yeah. I remember it like yesterday, too. The funny thing about the personalities that were involved, it played out exactly how you would think it'd play out. Monty made me an absolute wreck about it. It was a big deal to him. Tony put me at ease about it. Somewhere in the middle, I found my comfort zone.
I want to show you something. I want to see if you remember this. This is what won me over right here.
Wow.
I went back and I found this. And what this is, I'd been there, you'd been there about probably 4 weeks, and you hand me a sheet, 67 plays, Lynch improvement concepts. And at first, I kind of look at this, and 67 plays where I'm like, man, this guy's nitpicking. Okay, here, just direct vision to that fullback. He will not lie to you. But the more I read it, there was something to this thing, and I said, this guy's going to help me get better. I go to the last deal, and I think this tells the story. You say, I challenge you to do the study. You know I'm selfish. I want 2002 to be your very best year ever, and I want to be a part of it. I'm tired of hearing how you were humming in 1997. That's Monty. 2002, we go on and win a Super Bowl, and that's how you won me over.
Every single guy in this league, man, try to win.
Yep.
And they'll do whatever it is that you ask them to do if they think it can help them. And that's what makes it pure. That's what makes the relationships that we all have, even though at times are strained, especially from a public perception standpoint, it's what makes them unique. That's why you're gonna always be a great friend of mine for life, man. It's because you can't work the way we work and put in what we put into it and not have those feelings about one another, It's awesome.